Yes, so it's 5 minutes past 11, so I think we can definitely start the webinar. My name is Elza Fonta. I'm board member of NGO Horizon Dance based in Riga, Latvia, and I'm project manager of the project Move to Heal. Thank you everyone for joining today's webinar. Today our main goal is introduce our project, which is Erasmus Plus small scale project, partnership project, Move to Heal, which we have collaborated with our partners, Social Projects Institute, which is NGO in Kaunas, Lithuania. And today we will introduce you to the main thing of our project, the toolkit that we have developed, which basically is a set of different mindfulness and movement exercises that help youth workers in their work with youth to improve their self-awareness, self-confidence, mental health, and emotional well-being. As you can see, I'm not alone today. I'm joined by my colleagues. So we have from our side in Riga, we have a Horizon Dance movement specialist, Madara Anna Baltiņa.
Good morning.
We have movement artist, Kaspars Meilands. Hello.
Good morning.
And then from our colleagues in Lithuania from Social Projects Institute, we have the director Julita Bigulevičiene.
Hello, labas rytas.
Coach Giedre Koch.
Hi.
And psychologist Egle Zakaraite. And today we will give you the explanation about the contents of the toolkit, as well as the structure, different examples for the methods that we have included in the toolkit, as well as ways how you can adapt it to the needs of your specific target group. As I already mentioned, we also have Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to put them in the chat and then we will go to them later afterwards. Yes, so without further ado, let's begin this webinar. I would like to briefly explain how this project came about, and then we can move on to the aims of it. So we work in the field of dance and we offer dance classes to different age groups. So our dancers mostly are from 5 years old up to 30 or even more, or even older. And in dance, we sometimes focus a lot of on self-improvement, continuously improving our skills, our technique, and so on. And the thing that we have noticed with youth, especially like 15 to 25 years old, is that they can get very self-critical about the level that they have, or maybe how they danced. Maybe they saw someone else doing better on social media, and yeah, they can be very sometimes self-critical. So the thing that was the thing that inspired us to give something to them, some methods that they can use to improve their self-confidence and other things related to their mental health. Yes, because in our work we sometimes see they have body satisfaction, self-doubt, withdrawal from others, maybe not being able to trust others, and so on. So the main aim of our project is to help young people improve their emotional well-being, self-esteem, and perception of the world and themselves, other people, and so on, as I already mentioned. And the second thing that we really wanted to focus on during this project was to make movement in general more accessible to people who don't dance. We have noticed that maybe sometimes youth workers are hesitant to use movement in their daily work with youth because they don't consider themselves as dancers. Maybe they haven't practiced certain technique or something like this, so they don't want to use it at all. But you don't have to be a professional dancer to use movement in your work. So we wanted to give some methods that every one of us can do. so that there is more people using movement in their daily practice, because it can really, really help. At least in our experience, it has definitely helped a lot. So this is the background of our project, why it came about, and what was our main focus. Now let's dive more deeper in the toolkit itself, and we will continue with Julita explaining the toolkit structure.
Okay, thank you. So, what is the toolkit? The toolkit is the main product of our project, and we were very happy to work with Horizon Dance specialists, the movement specialists, and creating the workshops which can be used by every person. And to use it in your direct work with youth. It can be in the schools, it can be in your youth club or somewhere else where you're working with youth. So Toolkit is prepared in 3 languages. English, it is a common project language, and of course of the project partners languages, Lithuanian and Latvian. So, where you can find this toolkit? It is online shared, and you will see, we will share the link in the Zoom chat. So, you can just push it and download for using yourself in which language which you need. So, the toolkit consists, as I mentioned before, of set of workshops. There are combined movement, reflection, work with emotions parts. In the next slide, please. Thank you. And here there are 6 chapters, 6 workshops. You can go through each workshop and use it as a separate, but of course you can just take some exercises from that workshop, and maybe you can use it if you are working at school, you can use it just in any class where you need. Or maybe you have a summer camp or another activity with youngsters, you can use all workshop structure. And each workshop consists of 2 parts, theoretical part and practical part. Theoretical part will help young people improve understanding about that topic. It involves discussions part,
Robert.
because sharing is very important in that. Sometimes we have our own views about something, but when we are sharing, we can just take a look how other person is thinking about that. And another part is a practical part. It consists of various exercises and tools which cover self-awareness tools, of course, movement exercises, and many exercises that youngsters can explore themselves.
And
yes,
sorry, please share a screen because we cannot see the screen, I think.
You have to pin my account because sometimes it Zoom reacts to the sound, and it will show you the screen that is like talking. So you have to pin one of the screens which has the presentation, and then it should work.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay, no worries. Back to you, Lita.
yes, thank you for explaining. I think it's new type of Zoom for many of us. sometimes we are used that Zoom just we are seeing what someone is showing. Now we have more possibilities to do ourselves. Thank you. And the structure, as I mentioned, there are 6 chapters, 6 topics. One of them is habits. It's very important part for all of us, I think so. We have a lot of habits and young people social skills. The third one is about trust in self and in other young people and other people. The fourth is about healthy body, because sometimes we are having not ourselves understanding what is healthy body, but how we see it in the social media. And a lot of young people following many for them important persons and seeing what's social media giving them as a healthy body. And the fifth, it's about the food and emotions. And the last one is about the beauty standards. So you can use all of them or just found what is could be useful for your young people which you are working with, and we hope that you will find what you can use in your work. And as we had trainings in Lithuania and in Latvia, we saw a lot of feedback from youth workers that it could be used not only for the young persons, but for ourselves as youth workers or trainers, because all information, all methods could be applied for everyone who want to build self-esteem, to build better habits, and of course to have more confidence with your body.
Okay, thank you to you, Lita, and let's start from the first hour workshop. So it's about habits, and when we talk about habits, our goal is to help young people, first of all, to recognize and understand that habits that are part of our everyday lives. Together, we look at both how positive and negative habits affect their emotional well being, self esteem, and daily choices. We also talk about the fact that many things we do daily, every day, it's happen automatically. And we often even do not stop and think about why we do certain things or why we avoid from them. And first, it is step to pause, to aware, and to realize that we can make conscious choices. And our goal is to encouraging people to change habits that are no longer helpful for them. And to support this process, we use simple, effective tools such as daily rituals and different various techniques. And all those things, habits, we explain in very simple and practical way how habits are formed and how they become part of our daily lives. At the same time, we show them that the real change depends on their own choices and it's their own responsibility. And one important message we shared is that our habits shape our future. And small daily choices may seem unimportant, but over time, it's influence our direction of our lives. And habits, it's not only about exercises, they are also about when we go to bed, and then we wake up, how we eat, what kind of relationship we build, how much time we spend on social media, and even how we speak with ourselves and what thoughts we are carry about ourselves every day. That's why this topic about habits is so important. We use practical tools such as decision-making model, the habit map, the scaling method, and more others. So those tools help to you better understand their current situation to create realistic plan for their positive change. So, Kasparas, please continue.
Yes, from my side, I just want to say that this is one of my favorite topics in this particular project we are currently doing, because it has some of the methods have changed my personal life. And I'm just gonna quickly introduce to one of the tasks, one of the movement tasks that me and Madara have added to this project, and that's called a reset button. Just like Giri already said, it invites participants to become aware of their automatic patterns. So that's the main goal of this thing. And Mother will explain the movement just in shortly in a moment. And the second thing is that we need to use this exercise to understand and interrupt our already familiar body movements and have conscious decisions, not just in our daily tasks, but also in movements. So this is just an example how this movement exercise can also make you being aware that if you can change the particular body movement that you are used to, I don't know, it can be gym, it can be anything else. Even you're just walking, if you're shrugged or straight or I don't know, slouched, you can change that. And just with that example, you can change your other aspects of life as well. Please, Madara.
Yes, so reset button. How it plays out is participant is invited to choose a movement. It can be as simple as this. Any movement they want. Of course, if they choose a very physical movement, it can get very hard for the participant, but it's their own choice. And what happens is the facilitator allows the participants to do this movement for a little bit, and then you would hear a clap. The facilitator would do a clap or like a sound or verbally say stop, and the participants would stop and to have this little break to fall off the movement and to get back into it. And as Giedre said before, it allows to have this little moment of stop, like a little pause, and for the participant to make this decision. Okay, I'm gonna continue this movement no matter what, no matter how hard it is and no matter how long, because how habits work is you choose the habit you want in your life and you have to repeat it, and it works only long term. So this is very, very nice physical embody. No, how can you say it better? Yeah, you embody it, and you really, as I have been a participant for this specific movement task, and it has helped me a lot, as also Kasper said. It's also one of my favorite topics, and this is definitely one of my favorite movement exercises in all the toolkit that we have. Yes.
Thank you. On to the next one.
Next is social skills. When talking about social skill, it is important to help young people understand that communication is an important part of everyday life. Social skills help us build relationships, work with others, solve conflicts, and feel more confident. Many young people want to be understood and accepted, but we do not always know how to connect with others or express their thoughts and feelings. That is why it is important to learn how to listen, understand others, and communication clearly. So, discussion and reflections, we invite young people to talk their communication habits. How do we start conversations? How do we react to disagreements? And how do we listen to others? How do we build relationships? We pay special attention to active listening, empathy, and cooperation. We help them understand that good relationships are built not only by talking, but also by listening and understanding other people. By using communication, movement, and group activities, we aim to help young people not only understand the importance of social skills, but also experience and practice them in a safe and supportive environment. One of the key message we share is that strong relationships start with respect for ourselves and others. That is why we stimulate young people to move from the fear of being judged to the courage to connect with others, and from waiting to be understood to learn how to understand others. Just like another skills, social skills grow step by step. Sometimes on a honest conversation or on a small step in communication can help build stronger self-confidence and better relationships. That's Casper's next.
Thank you, thank you. So next on is live painting. This is a exercise that helps. Actually, I'm just gonna quickly say that it is also not just from dance, but also from improv scene. So we have done this in a younger age, and this have been a very good social exercise that can help with communication and problem solving, imagination, and co-working with your team. It's an interesting exercise that makes you wonder what else is possible and always to say yes to the things and ideas that other people give you. It can be really, really fun, and Madra will explain why.
Yes, live painting. So this exercise plays out that you have this group of people, and then you invite one by one for them to take a pose in the other side of the room, let's say. And for the things to be easier, you can choose a theme, maybe school, cafeteria, jungle. We had jungle, it was very fun. For them to just maybe explore the specific theme. And yeah, and then they kind of together, they create this kind of a live painting. And it has many variations, actually, this task. But for us, for now, it's one by one they go take a pose, and if they want, they, after all of them have gotten into a pose, into this painting, they one by one can change their poses or their placement in the whole painting. And then it's very interesting to see how they react, how they listen to each other, what they see, and how they can add to maybe other person's pose, or maybe to go away completely and start something completely different, like for example a different conversation or a different aspect of the theme. And yeah, it's very interesting to see their choices and how they listen and if they listen. So this is a very good exercise to see where the person is at with social skills. Yeah.
Is trust and trust self and others. When talking about trust, it is important to help young people understand that trust is very important for healthy relationship and personal growth. Trust helps us feel safe and connection with other people. Many young people find it easier to trust others when we learn to trust themselves first. That is why we stimulated them to think about how see themselves, how we make decisions, and how we listen to their feelings and needs. So, discussion and reflections, we invite young people to think about what trust means to them. We stimulation them to explore what helps them feel safe and what makes trust difficult. A very important part of this topic is understanding the connection between trust, emotions, and relationships. We help young people understand that trust grows through honesty, respect, and positive experience with others. Be using self-reflections, communication, and group activities. We aim to help young people not only understand trust, but also experience what it feels like to be accepted, listened to, and supported. One of the key message we share is that trust does not happen immediately. It grows slowly through everyday experience and relationships. That is why we encourage young people to move from fear and self-doubt to confidence and self-awareness, and from avoiding others to building healed connections. And just like another skills, trust grows step by step. And sometimes on positive experience, on key promise, or on supportive relationships can help create a stronger sense of trust and safety.
Yes, trust and safety. Yes, I'm gonna continue. So I just want to say that trust and safety is, I think, very, very important part in everyone's lives. I think that shapes us very, very much. And what I wanted to say about this movement exercise is that is one of the highlights from our workshops, both for youngsters and both for people who work with them in our previous project activities. This movement exercise can be very emotional. It is based on not only just receiving support, but also on giving support. So you can not only experience it as a main participant, but also as a supporter. And in this exercise, you build also a big self-awareness and trust in a group. So Mother will explain you why, because groups can vary depending on the age and all different kind of other metrics.
Yeah, this exercise is called Angel Walk. And actually, it was added by Elsa. So thank you, Elsa. Yeah, and through these months of working on this project, I've gotten very excited about this specific task. And the task itself, how does it look? It's you have your group of participants, and they stand in two lines, facing each other. And then in between those lines, there's a participant who is walking through. Ideally, for the full experience, the participant who is walking through has their eyes closed. That's the whole aim of the walk, that you have your eyes closed and you trust your group to guide you safely through the tunnel that they have created. There are two versions of it. One is with touch. If the participant is comfortable with touch, with consent, they give consent to the group that they are okay with being guided by touch. And the other version is without touch, and just like the person who is walking through feels the energy. And energy is loud for a lot of people. So that can also work wonders. You don't necessarily need the touch. But of course, with the touch, it feels more. It feels, you can get more emotions out of this movement task if you use touch. So there are two options. And we have seen some reactions for this exercise. It can be very emotional. And you might not even notice it, like the participant might not even notice it, but as soon as they start walking, they feel all of these emotions that were in the body inside. And then they can start unpacking why they feel like that, and what is the body reaction to the exercise. And as I've said, we've seen wonders, and also one of my favorite exercises. And also in this webinar specifically, we have picked one specific exercise for each topic, but if you click the link in the chat, there is a toolkit with all the exercises and with all the information you might need.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that this specific exercise cannot be on. It's not only. It doesn't only help you with being self-aware, maybe, of how easily you trust or how hard it is for you to trust, but it can also, at the same time, it can be a very healing experience as well, because you close your eyes and you are going through the tunnel and you feel that there are people around you. And usually when someone goes through, the people on the sides are very supportive because they themselves know or are a bit like nervous about how it's going to be. So it like brings people together, and everyone, when they are like guiding you through the tunnel, they in most of the cases like try to do it very like carefully, and you can feel it through their hands, and it can be a very healing experience as well.
Also for the walker and for the one who is guiding, because when you're guiding, we've heard also from participants, they are very there. They're very in the moment, very aware, and the touch becomes so much with intention that the whole energy just shifts. And thank you for the healing reminder.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. We will move to the next one. Healthy body.
Thank you. And what about healthy body? Yes, as we know, many young people think about health and how they. Kasparas?
Yes. So I just want to emphasize that in this toolkit, we are not focusing only on dancers or people with physical abilities and so on. I'm just kindly remind you, all of you, and explain to all of you that this tool is meant for everyone. So we are focusing in this project on youngsters, but I have seen people also moving in their 70s and so on. So please, if you are a little bit older or younger, then our specific target group, you can also have a simple, nice move with our next exercise, which is called Move Yourself. It's nothing fancy, nothing crazy, and the focus is not on fitness performance or dance performance. And this exercise promotes self-acceptance and enjoying simple moves that fits your body, your personal.
Yeah, this exercise, how it looks, it starts with you, a participant, looking at themselves, observing, and only moving that part to what they're looking at. And this exercise can be also very long if needed, but there in the exercise they actually see what they have, everything, what they have, what can they move, how it feels, and what they can work with, and how it's like what they can move. And it's a very nice, how do you say, acknowledge, like they're
Acknowledgement, yeah.
they're acknowledging what they have in that moment, and that they can move and how they can move. And it's a nice, like a little dialogue with with their body, how they can talk, like, hey, what's up, I can move this, I can move that. And just, it's a nice starter to acknowledging what you have, and that actually everything is okay as it is, if we're talking about healthy body. And it's a very deep, very broad topic, and we have touched a little corner of it. We do understand, but yeah, through this exercise I find it very beautiful. I find it very beautiful also seeing how people move when they look at their body, and how they're really curious, and they're just, in this exercise they're finding out more about their body and what they have and how they can move and how they feel when moving certain type of body parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next one is food and emotions.
Yes, and when discussion emotions and food, it is important to help young people understand that eating is not always connected to psychical hunger. Sometimes people eat because of emotions such as stress, sadness, bored, lonely. Many young people are not aware of connections between their emotions, body sensations, and eating habits. So it is important to help them recognize the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger. So discussion and reflection, we invite young people to explore their relationship with food. We stimulate them to notice the key eat, how we feel before eating, and what emotions may influence their food choice. A practical important aspect is not connection between emotions, body sessions, and eating behavior. We help young people understand that emotions often appear in the body before they are noticed in the mind. Learning to recognize these signals can help them respond to their needs in a healthy way. Be using mindfulness moment and self-reflection activities. We aim to help young people not only understand the connections between emotion and food, but also experience it for themselves. One of the key message we stimulate is that emotions are not problems that need to be avoided or hidden. They are important signals that help us understand ourselves better. That is why we encourage a shift from reaching emotional toward understanding and responding to the concerns. And just as with another habits, small changes can make a big difference. Sometimes simply nothing's how we feel before eating can gradually create a healthier relationship with food, emotion, and ourselves. Thank you.
Yes, so our next um, movement exercise is called Embody the Emotion. And I think what I can say about this is that many of us actually have quite a lot of problems expressing um, our emotions through movement and vice versa. Doesn't matter if you're a woman, a guy or a lady, young or old. It can be quite difficult. And me, as a dancer, I can already tell that it's always it's always very interesting how many emotions we actually don't express or try to hide. And I think through this exercise that explores feelings through movement rather than words is very, very useful to see uh, what things you can't express or you don't want to express. So this can be a very good step into getting to know what you feel underneath your daily life.
Yes, very much that. And how this exercise is played out is you as a facilitator, you give them emotions. For example, sadness, happiness, anxiety, and you start with one. You let them move, however they want, however they try to embody the emotion, and then you move on slowly to the next one. I suggest give them time, give them really, the time to explore how it is, and the music can help. Music can really, really help very much in this task. And this one can also be very emotional because, as Kasper said, usually many people have trouble expressing their emotions, but it's one is that. The second is we don't even maybe know if we're feeling some kind of body sensation. We don't even know what it is. And in this exercise, you can start learning that. For example, how do you in your body feel sadness? How does it feel when you really think about it and you embody it? Where does it go? How do you feel? Maybe you feel nauseous. Maybe you feel like you want to sleep on the floor. How does it feel when you're happy, like you're truly happy? Like when you, for example, find
Something
technical issues. Yeah, for example, if you find a memory where you have been truly, truly happy and you embody it, where does it go? How does it feel? So in this exercise, I almost said patience. The participants can start learning that, and I think that's very, very valuable to acknowledge where it is. So in the future, wherever you feel something, you can know what it is, and you can start working towards it.
It's very interesting that you mentioned patience because I feel like you have to have patience to deal with all of the things that you will discover about yourself during those all of those methods. So that's what I, for example, needed when I discovered like, oh, there's this one thing that I need to unpack and there's that one thing that I need to unpack. It's always important to also emphasize to the participants that okay, once you see something that maybe you like or maybe you don't like, you have to be patient with yourself, also with the habit formation, and in anything with life, you have to be self-accepting and patient with the process, because not it's not going to always go according to the plan and just like upwards, upwards, upwards. There are going to be a lot of ups and downs, but the thing that will help you is patience.
Yes, and to add a bit more about the acceptance, it doesn't matter how your journey goes, but it will go much faster if you accept whatever happens. If you accept and you can move on from it, learn from it, and just take the next steps.
Yes. Okay. Now we will move to the next and the last topic: beauty standards.
Yeah, thank you. It's the last one. And what about beauty standards? So our focus is the most important, yes, to show to young people that beauty is not one and fixed standard, yes, for everyone. And that ideas about beauty change over the time and are influenced by culture, by history or society. And to show this, we use examples from different historical periods and cultures. And these examples help to you to see that beauty standards have always changed. Yes, and what was considered in beautiful in one period may be seen very different in another. And we want to remind again and again that everyone, every person is unique. And just as
Thank you, Gedra. Yes, our last topics, moment exercises, walk of affirmation. And I think this exercise is really good on shifting your focus from the negative things and your negative self talk to something more positive and focusing on the good sides of yourself. So, building a lot of acceptance, building a lot of good comments about yourself from yourself, and acknowledging your own personal good values and morals. So, Mother will explain more.
Yes, so walk of affirmation, it's that. Um, the task is to invite participants to spread out in the place you are and to take a step every time they say something nice about themselves. So only then you say something nice. I'm a participant. I say something nice about myself, and then I take a step to the front. And we invite people to maybe look more positive things, not physical, like what is inside, what's in the soul, what's in the mind, because those are the real that is the real beauty. That's the
core.
the core. Yes, I think that's the actual beauty standard. If you are a kind person, loving person, aware person, and if you can acknowledge that about yourself, I think that's very beautiful. But yes, this task can also be very, very challenging. It can be triggering. It can be very emotional. That you need to take behind your ear as a facilitator. But it can also be very beautiful. And for the participants, they are in this environment, technically, that they are, like you have to do it. Technically, you don't have to do anything, but they are joining, they are doing it, and then they have this also a little pause in their daily lives to think about it, to really think about it. Because if we think about it, how often do we look in the mirror or just sit and think about, oh, I am this, I am that, So this is a very, very beautiful opportunity for you as a facilitator to give this time to your people, and maybe to even give this time to yourself as well. Because it can really, even doing this exercise one time can really change how you think about yourself and what you think about yourself. And I think it's very valuable, this exercise.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for explaining the toolkit, its contents, and our aims for each of the topics. I will now, as the last thing, I want to highlight some of the things that are very useful and we believe that are the strongest points of this toolkit. First of all, it's video tutorials. All of the movement exercises are filmed and available on our YouTube channel, Society Horizon, so that if you don't really understand the exercise just by reading it on the toolkit, you can access the visual representation of how it should look like online. So it gives you some type of experience. Even if you haven't done it yourself, you can still see how it at least should look like. And the second very, very important thing in our opinion is the adaptability of the toolkit. So, for example, you can adapt the timing for the needs of your target group. During the piloting, we experienced that younger people tend to have shorter attention spans, so they want to do the exercises really, really fast. But the older ones want to dive deep and really explore each topic, each exercise. They really want to understand their feelings behind it, and they want to share. If you create a safe space, they want to talk about it and then discuss it. And maybe someone has this opinion, maybe someone has another opinion, and they want to indulge in those conversations. So we have made a timing, not span, but
Frame?
Time frame for each exercise, that it can, for example, one exercise could be 10 minutes for younger participants, but maybe it will be 20 or 30 minutes for older ones. So we have put this in the toolkit. It is also explained in the introduction that you can adapt it very easily. It is the same for all of the exercises in general. They can be adapted so easily. Some of the exercises that are put in, let's say, habit topic, they can be put in also healthy body topic. For example, if you take scale method to kind of understand how well you are at one thing in your life, let's say how healthy you are, you can take this method and use it for a specific theme in your life. So you can experiment with each of these methods in different ways and adapt it again to the themes that your participants are most interested in. And then the third thing is that, of course, we did the exercises ourselves as well. So it shows that they are not only useful for young people, but they are also useful for adults, older people. Anyone can benefit from this. So, yes, this project is mainly focused on youth, but you can use it in your personal, like self-development, personal life, also in your work with older people as well. So, I just want to also remind you that the toolkit is available for everyone digitally in a PDF file in the link that was sent in the chat. Then there are the movement tutorials on our YouTube channel. And then if you have any questions or you want to collaborate or you want to know more about this project or how to use a specific exercise, you can contact us by writing to our email, thesocietyhorizon@gmail.com. And in the future, we plan to continue working with this project, adding some more methods, maybe doing more training courses for youth workers. So you can follow us on our social media and wait for those, because there will be something like that in the future, definitely. This is our contact information. Thank you all for joining today's webinar. I hope you gained something valuable. I hope it is more clear for you what the toolkit is about, what you can access it on it. And then I invite you to maybe write any questions that you might have in the chat so we can quickly see those. And yes, and then we will be done. I also want to say a really, really, really big thank you to our team in Lithuania. We have had such a good collaboration with everyone, and I'm so proud of our job for this toolkit. Everyone really made it what it is, and it has, I believe it has changed our lives. It has also changed the lives of youth that we have tested these movement methods on, and that also Lithuanian team tested the movement and mindfulness methods on. So yeah, it has been a really, really, really great collaboration.
Thank you, team, our best team.
Yeah, I see that there are no questions. Thank you. Yes, then I believe. Some more things coming in. Okay, so there is one question. Could you please recommend a movement that could help for youth to deal with social media? I would have, for this case, I would have more of a question like, what do you mean with social media? What exactly it is? I feel like a lot of the movement exercises can help with social media, but maybe indirectly, not dealing with it directly, but as you go through, then it will also affect your connection to the social media better.
This whole, I'm just gonna add that this whole project was actually was started because we wanted to help youngsters who have problem with social media. So I would kindly suggest taking a look at the habits, and pretty much everything that we already discussed today. So take your time and not just drop the whole kit on someone, but try to slowly work with the youth that you wanna work with, and specifically if this group you have access to them in the long term. Let's say this group works with you or you work with them for a year, then you have a lot of time to work with trust or work with habits and explain them little by little, and yeah, make them trust you so they can actually accept the knowledge and the tools that you could provide to them.
I think someone wanted to ask something, maybe. You can unmute yourself.
Edvinas, I think.
It was my question about social media. I have met social media habits because most of youth now are very keen to use phones and they have problems with that. So maybe you could recommend one movement or one exercise that could help them to deal with this problem.
I think when we were working with the habit topic, the thing that we really were talking about a lot was the thing that if you want to deal with a certain negative habit that you have, is to replace it with a positive one. And I think it could be like the exercises that we have put in our toolkit could be adjusted in a way that the young person needs to think of a habit that they will do instead of scrolling their phone, and maybe they need to come up with a specific movement that will represent that certain new habit that they will do, for example, like read a book, and then they do it for a couple of times, and then there's this another exercise that was mentioned already, the reset button, that they are doing this habit. Maybe sometimes the facilitator tells them to stop and they drop it, and maybe they fail, maybe they will go scrolling again, but then they again like return to this alternative habit. I think that's one of the ways that our exercise could be adjusted for this specific thing.
Also, there is one movement exercise that is called mirroring, where you mirror each other's movements, and that is just a nice way how to kind of also, in a way, have a dialogue in between participants. Not a verbal one, but physical one, also without touching.
There's another question. How did Lithuania experts know what topics and info to choose? Was it based with your previous knowledge and things you do daily? If yes, then how?
So to answer to this question, it is from our practice with youth in the future. Combine program, combine ideas about what it should be, what it is important for you, what is main problems, and how it could help our all tools, our all knowledges, our all techniques, and so on.
I just wanted to mention that as Elsa in the beginning presented, that Gedre is a coach and a career teacher and career specialist, and she's working daily especially with young persons, with students, and as in the Social Projects Institute, we also have, as she mentioned, the program for youngsters. As well, we have summer camps where we can see and we can test. And as you asked, we are doing it in practice. We have experienced what we suggested to involve in this toolkit. And Agli is a practicing psychologist, so she also have a large experience is in working with young persons as well. And we use the methods from the coaching, from the mindfulness and psychological exercises, which you can find in the toolkit.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I see no more questions coming in. Thank you for your attention and for your time that you have dedicated to listen to this webinar. Yes, we hope you will find the toolkit useful and you will try it out. I definitely recommend you to try it out. And without any more things to say, I think we will finish this webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.